Hi, this is Harvania. It's Sunday, February the 16th, and I'm preparing to go to Sunday school, and I'm like so excited. I love Sunday school. What I love about Sunday school is that it's usually a small group. Um, my class, about 9 to 12 people come regularly, and we have a topic, a lesson, and then we like discuss and talk about how what that word spoke to us and how God has showed up as that way in our lives. So the lesson for today is on trust in God alone. Trust in God alone. I don't know if you can see that. Trust in God alone. And so, my going through in my study of this lesson in preparation for class, I mean, I have it all marked up with notes and stuff. And God brought back to my memory, ways in which I discovered that I can trust in Him alone. And I'm like sitting there going, God, all of the people in my class, I mean, I'm sure they have their own stories. Well, I know they have their own stories, and I've seen that in their lives in the times that I've known them, because, I've been going to New Life Christian Center since 1996. And so I've seen people overcome all kinds of challenges and stuff that they have had to walk through, as well as I have. And so I'm like, Lord, I don't want to go to class and talk all classes. I'm gonna want to be like, oh God, yes, oh God, yes, you've done this, God's done this, God's done this, God's done this, and it's amazing. Yes, He is. And so I was like, they all know that. So I'm like, okay. And so it was like, okay, well, you can make a video, and for those people who don't know how God shows up in circumstances and how you can trust in Him alone. So one of the scriptures it says here is Psalm 62 verses 1 through 2, and it says, for the director of music for Jeduthun, a psalm of David. And as you know, David was like a worshiper. He loved God. He trusted God, and he wrote most of the psalms. And the psalms like speak to our daily, everyday situation. So, verse 1: truly, my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him. Truly, He is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken. So, a couple of weeks ago, I was going to Texas A&M for the 50th anniversary of Women in the Corps of Cadets. And, you can only celebrate your 50th anniversary once. It's not like you can say, oh, if I don't make it, I can go next year. It doesn't happen. So, I had bought this. I was in a car accident and totaled my car back in October. And so, it's January. I mean, it's February. Well, it was January 31st was the anniversary celebration. And I had bought this new car. I've been in school for 2 years. I've gone through my savings, gone through my 401k. I mean, I just don't do not have like a liquid income. I'm trusting God daily and He's been faithful daily. So I knew I had bought two tires for this car, and I knew the front two tires. I mean, to go over 200 miles, I was like, God, should I go? And I just felt in my spirit that the Lord was like, go. I was like, okay, I'm going. So I get on the road, I pray. I pray over my tires and stuff, and then I get on the road and go. Get up there, have a beautiful time uh, with my fish buddies, my upper class and my underclass. It was just a great time going to the anniversary, and so I'm on my way back Sunday, and you know God had been providing all along the whole weekend, and so. Um, I'm driving back and I'm between Caldwell and Bastrop. on Highway 21. And anyone who knows that stretch of uh, road in Texas knows that it's like farmland. You're like in the middle of nowhere. And I have a blowout. I'm going 75 miles an hour, and I hear this like pop. And I'm like, God, that sounded like a balloon. I just pulled over, and I didn't lose control of the car. I didn't feel it swerve. I didn't hear the boom, 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 boom that you usually feel when you have a flat. It was just like a normal stop. I just pulled to the side of the road and I stopped. And so I got out, and sure enough, my front passenger tire is like gone. It's flat. So I'm like, okay, God, I have this flat. You know that I was going to be here on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. And you've provided a way for me. I know how to change a tire, and I can change a tire if I have to. But I want my request is that I make it to Bastrop before the sun goes down because I don't want to be on that stretch in the dark. So I get out, I get my spare out, and I'm like got the lug wrench and loosening the tire, and this guy in the truck pulls over. He's like, "Hey, I saw you here. Let me do that." So he takes the stuff and he starts work taking my tire off. And so this other guy in a truck pulls over, and I was about to tell him, "Oh, you go on. He's got it." But the Holy Spirit was just like, let them handle it. And so I'm like, peace, be still, la 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 la, la, right? You have peace if you hold on to peace. So God told me to chill, so I'm like chilling. God's got this, right? Well, the one guy puts the tire on, and they're like talking and chatting and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Oh, the woman in distress. I appreciate y'all. God bless you. All of this stuff. So they put my spare on, and my spare is flat. It's like one of these little donut tires, and it's flat. And so the second guy that pulled off, the one that I was tempted to wave off, and God told me, peace be still, let him go, let him take care of it. Isn't he the one that had the air compressor in his car? So he puts air in my tire, and I travel on. I make it to Bastrop. Stop by Walmart, get another tire, which is a whole nother story in itself because God is like so faithful. And so I make it back home to San Antonio, and I just, you know, God is so faithful. You can trust in Him. My salvation came from Him, and I was not shaken. He didn't take me out of the situation. Sorry, accidentally hit pause, and this is so important. It says, truly my soul finds rest in God. I was not worried. I was not frantic. I was not in a situation that where I felt out of control. I trusted God. And my salvation came from Him. He sent two guys with exactly what I needed to get me out of that situation. Truly, He is my rock. Like I said, I call to Him, and it was established in Him. He is my fortress, and I will never be shaken. So I was not shaken. I was a black woman driving by myself in the middle of Podunk, Texas back roads on a Sunday afternoon, and had a blowout going 75 miles an hour with a flat spare. And God was my salvation, and I was not shaken. I don't know who this is for, but call out to God. You could trust in Him. And don't think like, I've been so bad and I've done so wrong and I've never called to you before and I have no right. We all have the right. We're his creation. He's the creator, and he made us with our personalities. And he knew from the time that he made us that we were going to be in this situation because of the circumstances. And we can try to trust in our ingenuity. We can try to trust in uh, certain people that we feel like we can count on. But you know what? Trust in God. And sometimes He'll tell you to call a certain person, or sometimes He'll put a certain person in your path. But you know what? When you call on Him, He always answers, and you will not be shaken because He is the rock, He is our fortress, He is our refuge, He is our God. And he's good all the time. I'm telling you, that's just one story. I've got 50 million of them. If you want to know them, call me, email me, message me, and I'll let you know about it. Love y'all.